This is DanReviews, where I tell you what the movie's about so that you don't have to watch it. Unless you want to. Today, we'll be talking about Fast and Furious 8. Dom and Letty are in Cuba. They're working on a car with some people. We find out that Dom's cousin is in some trouble. His cousin lost his car in a race and is supposed to give it to this guy. The guy says something that Dom doesn't agree with. Dom challenges him to a race. The guy says that Dom should use his cousin's beat up car to race. Dom prepares the car to race. They raced. They have people helping block the traffic on the routes as they race down the roads. Dom runs into some crates. His engine is getting hot because it can't take the racing. The guy he's racing tries to set him up by calling someone who is further down the road to crash something into him. Dom keeps racing. His engine starts to catch fire. He drives in reverse as he wins the race. He can't stop the car, so he jumps out and the car flies into the ocean. Letty and Dom are on their honeymoon. Dom leaves to get some food and sees a woman working on her car on the street. He stops to help her. She acts like she is in distress, but she knows who he is and tells him that this is his fate and that he will betray his family. Hobbs is giving a pep talk to someone. We find out that he is a girls' soccer coach for his daughter's team. An agent shows up and tells him about a new mission. He calls Dom and tells him about a job for him and his team. They go to Germany and are escaping from taking something. They use a giant wrecking ball to hit cars so they can escape. Letty senses that something is wrong. Dom hits Hobbs' car and he flips off the road. Dom has turned. He steals the EMP and leaves them all. He drives onto a plane. The team is confused about what just happened. They don't believe that Dom would turn on them. Hobbs gets arrested. Mr. Nobody shows up with his new assistant. Hobbs chokes him out when he says something about his daughter. He goes into the jail and ends up in a cell across from Shaw. On the plane, Cypher shows her dominance over Toretto. In the jail, the gates randomly open up and all the prisoners are loose. Hobbs and Shaw fight their way out, and then they escape from the prison. Mr. Nobody takes Hobbs to a new agency base of operations. The rest of Dom's team is there. They find out who Cypher is and that Dom is working with them. Shaw shows up and tells them that he's also looking for Cypher. Roman suggests that they use God's eye to find Dom. They turn it on and find out that he is in London and Tokyo and a bunch of other cities at the same time. They realize that they have to use another tactic to find Dom. They ping them to the building that they're in. Cypher and Dom send bombs into the building. There are multiple explosions and most of the team is knocked out. It was a concussion grenade. Cypher and Dom walk into the building and destroy it. They get God's eye and leave them in shambles. Letty asks Dom if he's going to turn his back on family, just like that. Cypher kisses him in front of everybody. They leave. The team is back up, and now they're processing what just happened. Letty knows something is wrong. Dom asked Cypher why she did that in front of them, and she said that he could have made a decision to stop her. We see Elena locked in a see-through prison with her baby. She gives us a backstory. She found out that she was pregnant with Dom's baby after Letty and Dom got back from their honeymoon. She was going to tell him, but Cypher took her before she could. Cypher taunts Dom into killing her crew, but she already has it set up for her goons to come and kill his son if he kills her. He still wouldn't be able to get into the cell because they need 2 people to open it. The team tries to figure out why Cypher and Dom got there without them knowing. Shaw finds out that they are headed to New York. They all go to New York City, where the agency has set up a base of operation, the toy shop. It has a bunch of nice cars. Hobbs and Shaw are always going at it. They all pick out their cars. Dom is driving through the city. He fakes an engine misfire. Cypher is watching his every move, but there's a blind spot. Dom walks away while Cypher tries to find another camera to see what he's doing. Dom meets a woman who is drinking tea. He talks to her and tries to make a deal. The delivery truck that was blocking Cypher's view moves, and they see Dom finishing up the car. Cypher uses God's eye to find the minister of Russia or something. He's traveling in a limo with a case attached to his arm. Dom follows the minister's motorcade. Cypher hacks all the cars in the area and makes them drive by themselves. Zombie cars! Zombie cars take over New York. People freak out because their cars are driving themselves. A man jumps out of his taxi while it's driving itself. She targets the motorcade. Cars crash all over the place. She zombifies more cars that chase him. People run in fear. Cars are crashing everywhere. The team hears the police signal and heads towards the action. Make it rain! She uses more zombie cars from the parking garage to fall from the sky onto the motorcade. The minister's limo is trapped in a sea of falling cars. Dom approaches the car with a shield and a chainsaw. He's dressed like some axe murderer. He scares them into giving up the case. He gets in his car and drives away. He stops when he sees his team blocking his route. We find out that the case is a nuclear football. Little Nobody falls for Dom's trap and leaves an opening for him to escape. They chase him through the streets. Little Nobody gets smashed with scaffolding. They drive through sidewalks and parks, scaring people. Dom tries to speed past Letty. She shoots a harpoon and hooks it on his car. Tej follows suit, but both of them are unable to slow Dom down. Everyone else does the same thing. Now his car has a bunch of hooks on it, and somehow he is still overpowering 5 cars. Dom takes out Roman and then Hobbs, and then he made the other 2 smash into each other. His car is trashed. He gets the case and runs. Shaw chases him. Dom guns Shaw down in the middle of the street. Letty snatches the case and runs. She confronts him and tells him that she knows he won't shoot her. When she goes around the corner, one of Cypher's subjects gets the case from Letty. He threatens to kill her, but Dom stops him. He still leaves with the bad guys though. Letty is sad. When they get back to base, they find out that Shaw didn't make it. Back on the plane, Cypher is mad because Dom let Letty take the case for a split second. Now he must pay the price. Cypher is in the cell with the baby and Elena. She is holding the baby like she's going to do something to it. they kill Elena in front of him and the baby. Cypher goes on a rant about wanting accountability. What? She's crazy. Oh yeah, and we get the famous quote from Cypher. I am the crocodile at the watering hole. The team finds out something about a Russian base that they have to go to for some reason or something. I don't know. Dom is headed to the base. He uses an EMP to take out their power. He storms the base, does another EMP blast that causes the helicopter to fall out of the sky. Cypher takes control of the submarine somehow, even though he just used an EMP right next to it. The team goes into the base to get Dom and stop him from getting the submarine. They are ambushed by the other people that are still occupying the base. Dom smashes cars by doing some crazy trick. He leaves because Cypher has something else she wants him to do. Ramsey takes control of the submarine, but then Cypher regains control. Hobbs beats up on some people. Tej, Roman, and Little Nobody get into the sub and go to the weapons room. Cypher keeps regaining control of the submarine. Roman tries to speak German as they try to find a way to disarm the submarine. Letty kicks a man over a ledge. Cypher arms the nuke. Roman can't find the chip that needs to be pulled to stop it. Little Nobody finds the chip and disarms it. They all get off the sub just in time. Cypher still has control of the sub and is trying to move it. The team gets into cars and drive out on the ice. Roman spins the Lambo on the ice. They're being chased by people in military trucks. Tej is driving a tank and starts shooting up the people chasing them. Now, more people show up to stop them, but Hobbs puts a stop to that. A missile is shot at them and breaks the ice near Roman. He starts to go underwater. He ice surfs on the car door while Tej drives the tank. He falls off. He hits someone with a car door and then shoots the other ones. We see Cypher's plane with two people flying towards it. The Shaw brothers are still alive. We get some backstory about how Dom did this. Dom fake shot Shaw in the street, and some other people from other movies showed up to help him get away. The lady he met at the coffee shop or whatever was actually the Shaw brothers' mother. Somehow, Dom planned all of this under Cypher's nose. Dom kills Rhodes, and now he is back on the family's team. Shaw gets Dom's son and kills bad guys on the plane to escape. Other Shaw brothers in the cockpit forcing the pilot to do what he says. The team is getting attacked and missiles are being shot at them when Dom shows up and jumps his car over some snow. Dom leads the team towards their destination. They are all happy. Cypher launches torpedoes from the sub. Hobbs gets out of the car and slides on the ice. He grabs the torpedo with his hands and pushes it towards the people chasing them. On the plane, Shaw keeps fighting bad guys as he tries to get the boy off. Cypher realizes that the team will reach the destination before her sub will, so she decides to surface the sub through the ice to try and stop them. They drive over crumbling ice as the sub continues to plow through. Cypher puts a heat seeker on Dom because she is mad that she's losing. Dom outmaneuvers the missile and heads towards the sub. The heat seeker follows him and blows up the submarine as Dom flips his car through the fireball. He jumps out of the car just in time. The sub has a big explosion that almost engulfs him, but his team surrounds him with their cars to protect him from the flames. Right. Back on the plane, Shaw confronts Cypher, but she jumps out of the plane. Dom tells Letty that he would never leave her. The family is now in New York together on a rooftop socializing. Hobbs gets reinstated and can get his job back, but he doesn't take it. Shaw brings Dom's son. The family eats and are happy to be together again.